Hey everybody, so let's talk about the original Pete's Dragon, which is one of those Disney movies that I've just watched for the first time. Actually, had not seen this before. I've seen the remake, and the remake was alright. It was fun. I enjoyed it, but I don't remember it that well. So maybe eventually I'll review it on this channel. Unless I already did. I think I might have, but I can't remember. I'll have to go through my archives and check. But going into Pete's Dragon, the original 1977 Pete's Dragon, one that I did not grow up with, and I'm surprised I didn't because this one was, I don't know if popular is the right word, because this isn't like I know people watch this movie, but it's not one of those movies people think of when they think of Disney immediately. Like, it's not one that's a favorite of a lot of people, at least from what I've gathered. In terms of the entire Disney live action catalog, like, it's not one that I hear. Like, I always hear like Mary Poppins or Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Like, those would be ones that people consider one of their favorites usually. But there's always the odd man out who likes stuff like this, like Pete's Dragon. So first off, I want to say, like, most of these live action Disney movies, like Mary Poppins, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, Song of the South, So Dear to My Heart, like all these movies with live action and animation integration, again, is really incredible. And this one is done after all of those movies in 1977. So this one does do a great job of being a live action animated movie. Like, I love the animation integration of the dragon, and it's only the dragon. There's no other cartoon things in this movie. Like, it's literally just the cartoon dragon. I think that's cool too, because that's a difference between the other live action animation hybrids that Disney did. And the basic plot is about this little kid named Pete, who's an orphan who literally has no home, just goes town to town, and he goes with his dragon Elliot, who is invisible from, like, at the beginning, where nobody sees him because Elliot is afraid that he'll cause trouble. Because Elliot's a dragon that's kind of derpy, I guess. Like, he'll just walk into fences and knock them all down, or like, it's fun. Like, I like the fact that this dragon is a really, like, it's weird that the little kid is babysitting this dragon who looks like it's an older dragon, but he's got the mind of a kid, and I like that. I think that's a fun back and forth between the kid, and the kid actor is pretty good in this movie. The kid who plays Pete is actually really solid and really good. Like, he actually works really well. And so I like that a lot, and it's weird because this movie, I could see why people either love it or people don't really like it, because this one has an interesting mix of silliness to seriousness. For example, there's a scene where when Elliot comes into town, or Pete and Elliot come into town, Mickey Rooney's character is like, he sees the dragon, he sings about it, he sings that he's scared to death of this dragon, and then it just turns into a dance number with all these other characters dancing in a bar, and then it's just not mentioned that Mickey Rooney's scared anymore. It's just like, that's it. Like, but then it cuts to a scene after the musical number that he's scared of the dragon, but it just kind of went out of nowhere just to do a dance sequence and a musical sequence, which is fine because the music is really good. But it just mixes that silly tone in an interesting way. But with the music though, I really like the music. Like that song that Mickey Rooney sings, "A dragon, a dragon. I think I saw a dragon." Like, that's a good song. Or like, it's very memorable music, and it's very good, and it's honestly, I think, the best thing about this movie. But it's super not well integrated into the story, in terms of, like, these people will just immediately do a song number and it's not related to the plot, I guess. Like, for example, that song I really like called "Candle in the Water" that the character Nora sings, is a really great song. Really great song, but like, it's just, she goes out and just starts singing about it, and it doesn't really connect to what just happened before in the movie. So I could see why people are really iffy on this movie. And also, even though James the Giant Peach, the movie, and I'm assuming the book came out after 1977, this had a lot of similarities to the movie James and the Giant Peach. Disney movie James and the Giant Peach, where it's a boy who's an orphan who is chased by his mean relatives, and is trying to live with new characters while the relatives come and try to get him again. And it reminded me of that, like James and the Giant Peach. It was very similar in that plot aspect. But I know that James and the Giant Peach was based on a book, which I've read, but not since I was a kid. But I thought that was funny. That's those couple of similarities to it, and it's a musical too, so I like that as well. But it was an interesting like overall the movie's interesting. Like it really does a cool job with the music. The music actually is really good, and honestly, I wish I grew up listening to this music because the music's great. The characters are good too. They're fun. They're imaginative and memorable. Like I do like these characters. But I feel like the length of this movie is also a reason why people don't remember this movie or care as much because it is so long for a kid. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes, I think. So, and I understand kids can watch long movies, but like I feel like this one with not as much of the dragon in the movie, it's like kids are not going to have as much of an attention span watching it. So, it's kind of unfortunate, but it still has its great things about it. The music in this, I think, is incredible. I think the characters are fine and good, but like it's just they're not always integrated well. Like they just randomly have a musical number or a dance number just because. But this story is imaginative and unique, and I do like this story, and I really think it is a cool movie overall. It's just I do like it. I do enjoy it with some issues. And I understand why this is not one that people talk about. Nobody remembers this movie. It's not like like Mary Poppins, where like that movie, whether or not we got this new sequel to it, whether or not that people remember Mary Poppins. This one is just not one that is remembered well, I think. Nobody remembers this one, at least from what I can guess. It's not one that families always watched over and over, I'm assuming. Like, I mean, some families probably did, but not to the extent of, like, Mary Poppins or something like that. So yeah, overall, Pete's Dragon, I'm glad I watched it, because, again, I really liked a lot of things about it, and the movie is totally fine. It just got some weird, quirky, dated things about it, so... But still, it's a really fun time, and I really did enjoy it. So that's all I can say about Pete's Dragon. So tell me down below if you have seen this movie, and if you enjoyed this movie. Thank you guys so much for watching.